Hey all, welcome back to the channel, and now that we've finally made our way through the Aoi Micheal Studio Series Devastator, it's time for us to kind of start catching up on some of the backlog of items and characters and offerings here on the channel, and we're going to kick things off this week with this guy. It is the Shattered Glass Heroic Honorable Megatron, and he will be our focus this time around in the latest GotBot True review. Hey all, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe. And while you're at it, light them up, baby. Hit that notification bell, please. It helps me out a ton. It lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All that in the description down below. Also in the description down below. And if you are in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. You can check us out on Patreon. You can see what we offer to you through Teespring. Or, of course, you can hit the join button right here on YouTube and become a channel member. And this is the Heroic Honorable Megatron. I didn't know how I felt about this. I've always been a Shattered Glass fan. Not everybody is. And when I found out that they were using the Siege Megatron for Shattered Glass Megatron, I thought, I don't know, man, if I see it. I don't know how well it will work. And there are some extra bits and pieces here. Is it enough to make this guy a fair, I'll say fair, I won't say good yet, rendition of Shattered Glass Megatron? I don't know. We're about to find out when we head over to the table and take a closer look at this guy. And yes, indeed, this time we look at probably the worst bad guy in all of Transformers, who is one of the greatest good guys in all of Transformers, at least if we consider him within the realms of the Shattered Glass universe, and this, of course, is Megatron. And it's basically the Siege mold. We're going to kind of try and make this as expedient as we can. Before we get into looking at him, we got to begin with the packaging first. Mine was a little jacked up when it arrived. Big shout out, by the way, to our buddy Razor Bear. He hooked me up with this, thankfully. And this was pushed in and whatnot, but I do like the kind of deliberate indent here, and over here it's supposed to look shattered, right? It's supposed to look like a broken box, because that's exactly what Shattered Glass is. Of course, beautiful artwork of Megatron over here. And on the side as well, on this side as well. And on the back, we actually have a little bio here. It basically says that this is the heroic Megatron who fights against tyranny and seeks peace for all Cybertronians. You will notice that he has his fusion cannon here and like his piece of plane here. The weird sword thing, not in the promotional images here at all, even though he does come with it. Speaking of what he comes with, we have another chapter of the IDW, series, I guess, of Shattered Glass. I haven't read the first one for Blur yet. I haven't read this one yet. I figure I'm going to wait until I get all of them. Anybody who knows me knows I'm not generally an IDW guy, but you know what? I'll give it a whirl. I'll give it a shot. I'll see. Oh, we've got these nice, bright instructions. I wish all instructions looked this nice, actually. Bad guy Megatron sword on top. Good guy Megatron sword on bottom. I think they have probably comparable paint, but I feel like the good guy one on bottom with its beautiful blue really stands out more and feels like it has more paint. This is kind of a crucial plane piece. It's the cockpit of the plane, I guess. You can see a nice Decepticon logo, red Decepticon logo there. This is all a piece of clear blue, translucent blue, and the white on it is all paint, the black is all paint. Want proof? Look at that, buddy. We have two of these wing pieces, and the peg right there is what's used to attach to his back in robot mode, and the peg sticking out on the side over here is what's used for plane mode. Bad guy fusion cannon on top, good guy fusion cannon on bottom. I love the addition of the blue and red paint. Man, that makes that cannon look that much cooler. It's kind of a neat design anyway. Speaking of Megatrons, here we have good guy and bad guy side by side. And, you know, I like the Siege Megatron. I looked at him way back in episode 495. And I said then that, like, overall he's about a 9. Like, his transformation was a 9 and his articulation was a 9. His paint apps don't really count because we can't really compare that here. So, is the new one as good or better as the new one a solid 9 or not? Remember, Shattered Glass Megatron is a little bit of a different beast. So, let's kick things off with a kind of an assessment of how he looks first. And so here we are with our main lad front and center. And okay, so the body type is a little bit stylized, there's no doubt about it. Shattered Glass Megatron shouldn't have a fusion cannon, so that's not accurate. He shouldn't have this sword thing, so that's not exactly accurate. And he shouldn't have the plane piece on his arm. Let's take all of that out of it. Starting at the head, he has the black helmet and like the, mostly anyway, white face. That's accurate. The chest looks mostly accurate. The coloration is there. The Decepticon logo is there. If we're going by the, like, toy, which was like, I think the original was like Energon, like Energon Megatron Redeco. Even the, like, little yellow accents are accurate. The black thighs are accurate. The, I guess the black knees are mostly accurate, though the center of them should be kind of silver and they should be rounded rather than squares. The red on the shins, I mean, it's in the right place. It's just not quite the triangular shape that it's supposed to be. On the arms, the black upper arms, that's pretty much right. The black fists, pretty much right. The forearms, they're all right. Why we have this like creamy off-white rather than more of a gray, I don't know. I feel like we should have more of a gray than anything, but whatever. He doesn't have really the two shoulder launchers. I guess that's what these blue painted intakes are supposed to be. He does have the wings on the back, which is cool. And I suppose, you know, I say he doesn't have his shield and he doesn't have that sword thing on his arm, but that's not really true. He does, in place of, say, his fusion cannon, he has that big chunk on his arm. It does have a blade in it. I guess we could call it a sword. I don't know. It's really hard to match up the accessories. I look at this and I think, yeah, that's close enough to Shattered Glass Megatron, but it's definitely not perfect. I'm going to say it's about an 8. It's all right. It could definitely be better. It is hindered mostly by two things. Its own limitations of the mold and why they chose this off-white rather than a gray. It is what it is. So we'll say an 8. It's all right. In terms of the articulation, well, in comparison to the original, we still have a head that goes left and right and up and down. We still have arms, and they're free-flowing. They can go all the way around out to the side. We have an elbow to 90 degrees, bicep swivel, nothing at the wrist. The arms could go all the way around if the wings weren't in the way. The wings can move up and down and whatnot to kind of get out of the way. Same with this arm over here. All the way out to the side, if I didn't show that already. We have a waist. The head I find like this piece, tolerance is better inside. And I find I can move the head and the neck piece doesn't come up, which is nice. Leg all the way out to the side. Leg back, leg forward. About a 90-degree knee, thigh swivel. We have the ankle tilt in. We have the heel that can go down. We have the toe that can go up and down. This guy stands much better than my other Siege Megatron, who is a bit of a cumbersome pain sometimes on some surfaces. This guy, everything I put him on, he stands great. All the articulation is there, still a solid 9. What about the transformation? Well, he can still pull off the tank, for the record, though I'm not going to show it because we all know how Siege Megatron turns into the tank, and we know the brilliance of how the legs kind of fold upon themselves. Now, this guy is supposed to be a plane. I can guarantee you that the resulting plane here isn't as cool as the original. But I'll show how we get there anyway, all the same. And we're gonna have to take all of this junk kind of off of them. It's definitely the best way to go. Take all that off, take all this off. We'll take these out. And this one out as well. I will fold in the hands first and foremost. I'll even push the head down. This whole back section kind of comes up and over, and I'm doing this, I'm not gonna lie, I'm doing this somewhat quick. We put in the feet and we turn at the waist and we bring the, yeah. Maybe we didn't have to turn at the waist. Maybe we just bring the feet in. My mistake. My mistake. We just bring the feet in, and then you'll notice we have a peg hole here on the leg and a peg hole here on the leg. We take this piece, and while we use the middle peg on his arm, we use the two outer pegs for the leg. So that one will go in there, and then this one will go in there. That's really the front of this guy kind of done. The arms, they come untabbed. Oh, I do need to turn the waist. My apologies. I did need to turn the waist. We take this piece out, as I said before. These come up over, and this is really when you put the, I guess the blaster in, his fusion cannon in. I guess you could have had it in all along, actually. But that should come all the way over thusly. I guess if you wanted to get the legs down out of the way and like prepare his sword piece could go in there as well. Maybe we'll do that toward the end, we'll see. These tracks here, they open out. They are super duper tight on this copy. Then we need to collapse this again. I always find collapsing this in to be a pain and a nuisance, and I don't like doing it. It's fine once it's done, but doing it's not the most fun in the world. We also got to bring this down and in, and I'm going to push this piece in because it's being a nuisance, and we've all seen it a million times before. Okay, so I pushed this back piece in, tighter on this guy than it is on my Siege one, to be honest with you. Much tighter on this guy, which I guess is a blessing and a curse. It holds together great, but it's a nuisance to get in there. At least on my copy. Some people have found it very easy, so I don't know. Results will vary, I guess. This is that sword piece. I use it as a nice thruster coming off of the back of the guy. I don't think it's necessarily supposed to be used, but whatever. I'm doing it anyway because I can. We have a little hole here on the side. That's where we put this. And we have a little hole over on this side for the other one. And boom, I guess this is the plain mode. I feel like there's a lot of thinness here with the thigh area to come up to the front. Starscream wife saw it and she said, like, it's all right, but it's not as cool as the original, and I gotta agree. It's not as cool as the original. I get it. He's supposed to be a plane, so they shoehorned a plane in here, but it's a little rough. Getting here, not so bad. I'm still gonna give it a 9, even though I do find this section up here to be kind of like idiotically tight on mine. But again, I've seen some people do it with no issue at all, so I'm still gonna give it a 9. Overall, as a Transformer, this is pretty darn good, and I'm going to give it about an 8.5. Not quite a 9, but an 8.5. As a Shattered Glass Megatron, it's okay, but I definitely see room here for improvement. That all being said, here's how he looks next to his cruel nemesis, Optimus Prime. And it's interesting because I feel like Shattered Glass Megatron looks more formidable, to be honest with you. He looks bulkier, he looks bigger, and he looks like he could take Optimus. I don't know if you'd call it heroic, but I definitely believe that I could get behind this Megatron in his battle against Optimus Prime, and that counts for something. Ideal Shattered Glass Megatron? Maybe not, but a fun Shattered Glass Megatron? Absolutely. And here we are, and here he is, and we all know what the original mold was. In fact, I've reviewed it here on the channel, and it was a great mold, but it did have many articulation limits. It would have been nice for this guy to get his own mold, and Starscream wife is right when she says the plane mode doesn't really look like the plane that he was. It certainly doesn't look as cool as the plane that he was. I think it would have helped if we had some more coloring on the translucent wings. I don't know, there's too much blue there. Little bit of a stretch with some of the like abdomen, thigh area as well. But I love the articulation, and honestly the coloration and the paint apps and whatnot are pretty much where they should be. I like the mold, I like the articulation, I like the look. The transformation is shoehorned. 2 out of 3 is not bad. Yeah. Do I think they could do better? Yes. Do I think we'll ever get better? No. Do I like this guy? Absolutely. Might not be perfect, but he is a pretty honorable Megatron, if I do say so myself. Let me know what you think about Shattered Glass Megatron. I appreciate you guys coming by and giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you if you're in a position to help the channel to grow. You can use the donate link, check us out on Patreon, see what we offer to you through Teespring, or of course hit the join button right here on YouTube, baby. Become a channel member. Don't forget that somehow, someway, each and every single solitary day, you right there, you do make a difference. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights, at the stop motion premieres, or the old fashioned way right here inside the videos.